This course for Spectrum Health is an onboarding for new employees. It takes them through a journey of a patient and introduces them to a number of different tasks, procedures, customer service, events throughout their journey. This initial movie sets the tone for what they're going to be learning and some of the different branding components of Spectrum Health.
Welcome to Spectrum Health. We are so glad you've decided to join our team. Everything we do is for those we serve, to achieve our mission and reach our vision. Our community is counting on us to create the best experience and always provide the highest quality of care. We take our responsibility seriously, and our values drive all that we do. Our policies, protocols, and code of excellence are here to help everyone make the best decisions each day. The best way to prepare for your new role is to experience our system through the eyes of our patients, families, and members.
So this introductory video will set the stage. We'll then move on to a patient journey that starts with an accident. And so again, this is setting that motivational feel for what's happened and sets the stage for all the learning to come.
Snowy Saturday in Holland, Michigan, and Anna Soto is taking care of some errands around town. She's driving along when all of a sudden she sees several vehicles slipping on the road and veering towards her. A truck crashes into Anna's driver's side door. She has some cuts and bruises, a broken wrist, and is in shock. Most concerning is that she's 7 months pregnant, and the seatbelt put a lot of pressure on her abdomen.
So again, this introductory video sets the stage for a patient, creates some emotional connection, and then we move through this training that always connects the patient that we've seen in this particular video to the procedures of the hospital. Our first stop is the hospital where Anna is brought, and we're going to look at Zeeland Community Hospital. You're going to be treating Anna and her injuries, so there are some proper procedures that you need to follow, and we want to see if you can identify these proper procedures. So we're asked to put these in the correct steps, so the learner will read through these. The first thing they need to do is wash in. The next thing they need to do is put on gloves. If they get something wrong, it'll move back, and you will need to then continue along and identify the proper procedures for handling injuries. And this takes them through the correct procedure for the hospital. Next, you'll get some feedback that talks about why this is important and what are the considerations for these types of interventions. In this interaction, we'll be introducing you to a situation and talking about code of values. What are the code of values that are important for Spectrum Health? Over here, you can click on this to bring up a PDF of the code of excellence that you can read and apply. So here we're talking about a situation with Anna. The medication slowed Anna's contractions, but given the trauma of her car accident, the doctor decides to keep her overnight for observation. So it presents a situation. Based on that, we're going to then decide which component of the code of excellence does this relate to. And it's going to be excellence in our relationships. And again, we're going to get some feedback that talks a little bit more in depth about why this is important for our reputation. We've earned a star. We've got excellent experiences down here. There are 6 stars that you'll be earning along the way. And the next thing we're going to be looking at is a needle stick. And the technician accidentally sticks herself with the needle. And so again, what is the procedure that you go through? So again, we're looking at procedural components at this point. The learner is asked to select these different options and then place them in the correct order. As you can see here, we only have 2 options, but we were given 5 different components, and so the learner can then think through and apply obviously removing the needle, and then maybe flush the site with alcohol. Nope, that's not correct. Flush the site with soapy water. And so we've completed this first stage, and then we need to go into the second stage of how would you appropriately document this situation. The next example is on personal protective equipment, understanding the different situations that you need PPE and when to use those. So these are different rooms that have different situational experiences. This one is contact precautions. The learner can open up the support materials that talks about PPE on contact precautions. We can close that, and then the learner will need to go through and actually decide what are the different components that they need to do first. So the first thing is putting on a gown. The next thing would be using sanitizer, and then we would add gloves, and that would be our proper PPE for this situation. So just another example of where we're taking the learner through these activities, allowing them to think through the procedures, giving them scenarios and situations, and this is all couched around that particular patient journey through SpectrumHealth. Thank you so much for taking a look.